Well, the next raid boss is here. You may not have your full set of new mythic gear yet, and even if you do, getting the other set of gear is also important for the future. You should be doing these every week, even doing one a day if possible, as the rewards are quite nice. This raid gives us a lot of issues for the first couple of runs, and it was definitely a lot different from the Korea version from 4 months ago. In this raid, we have a new addition to the team. These little f***ers. As if we didn't already have a hard enough time dodging Naraka and switching to our CC monsters. Now, for those of you that are higher level and have god tier runes, you will likely be able to skip the minion phase with enough damage. But for the rest of us, we will have to do this the old-fashioned way. So you'll want to bring your typical lineup of healer, damage dealer like Argan or Naranha, plus some form of support or additional damage. Most importantly, one person is going to need to bring either a Helia or a Crow or some other monster to apply brand. In my opinion, Ariel is the best healer. He cleanses and heals you and your teammates back to full, removing the Dragon's Breath debuff. Plus, he applies continuous recovery, which keeps you at full even if you get more Dragon's Breath on you, and it will immediately go away since the continuous recovery is keeping you topped off. Another great pick is Huahi, the Fire Sky Dancer. On her skill 1, not only does she heal, but she also provides attack up, which is much needed in these boss raids. For damage, you should mostly be able to break the shield with a brand unit and your typical Argan or Naranha. There are also some other great damage dealers like Brandia, who does big damage to bosses and also applies that much needed brand on her skill 1. If you find yourself struggling with the shield phase, you might need to break out your Lupinus or Karambit, since they both do damage through the shield. You will need to drop the boss's health down enough so he won't go into rage mode. Okay, the minion phase. This is where things get crazy. So before the minions spawn and make their way to the towers, these 3 infernos will spawn, and will go towards the nearest tower. These infernos are super annoying, and they can't be killed. So, as you get to underneath the tower for the invincibility, you're going to switch to a CC unit. Generally, Provoke is the easiest CC debuff to apply. My unit of choice is Tayor, as he has a large area of Provoke and does good damage. There's also our friend Tractor or Crawler. Your summoners also have a plethora of Provokes and Frostbite and other CC a part of their weapons. But any monster that has some sort of cheap AoE CC effect can be used during this phase to remove the minions' shields. The other route you could go is monsters that do damage through damage mitigation effects, like these special shields. Monsters like Lupinus, Karambit, Cassie, Laika the new Fire Dragon Knight, as well as my favorite, Genos. Normally this isn't that hard, but with the addition of these Infernos, it's actually extremely hard. You have to keep up with the stuns, the defense breaks, unrecoverable, and on top of all that, they remove all beneficial effects with each attack. If you happen to have 2 of them on you, good luck. My team of veteran players failed multiple times because our towers were destroyed. This is actually what we ended up doing. Myself or the designated kite person would stay in the middle and gather up all 3 infernos and take them to one of the 3 towers, preferably the north tower, the tower that spawns last. With all 3 infernos in tow, make your way underneath the shield and do your best to try to kill off as many of the minions as possible while you're under the shield. This is going to be very hard to do with 3 infernos on you, stunning you all the time. You will very likely lose this tower, but just run to another safe tower, and you should be able to clean up the rest of the monsters together as a team. As long as 2 towers remain, the boss will not go into his ultimate, and you will be able to go into the next phase. Now, it is totally possible to still protect your tower even if you have Infernos, or in my case, all 3 Infernos on you at the same time. I was able to protect my tower with both Genos as my main damage dealer, and also going the Provoke route with Tayor. Both times I was able to protect my tower, but I wouldn't necessarily rely on protecting your tower. Again, if you're aggroing all 3 Infernos, it's okay if you lose your tower. The whole point is to make sure your other 2 teammates can protect their towers in peace, and you can still go on to the next phase. The Infernos will disappear when the boss goes up for his big AoE blast, so make sure to go hide in one of those invincibility shields. The rest of the fight is the same as usual. Switch back to your main team and finish off the boss. I hope this guide helps you a bit with this new Naraka hero raid. If you have any suggestions on how to beat this raid or even better team comms, let everybody know down in the comment sections. If you have any questions for me or anybody else, Discord link is down in the description. There's a lot of really smart people down there. Make sure to like and subscribe this video, and as always, I'm TopherSmurf telling you to keep on gaming.